Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new Power to Fly Chat and Learn. My name is Sanmay, and I'm a community product marketer at Power to Fly. And I'm very excited about today's conversation with Autodesk about future-proofing your sales career and staying ahead of automation. And before I get started, I'd like to go through some simple housekeeping rules so we can make sure this is a safe and comfortable space for everyone. So first of all, we encourage each one of you to participate, turn your cameras on and drop your name and where you're calling from in the chat box. We're always eager to see where our community is located, and we're always eager to see some participation. Now, this conversation is being recorded, and 2 to 4 business days after the chat, you'll be receiving a rewatch email with a link to the recording. And please note that if you're on camera, you might show up on the live recording. And in the end, feel free to share any questions you might have in the chat box. Just don't fret about it. If there's any question, any comment, any suggestion, the chat box is all yours. Come on there, and we are waiting to interact with you. And if you'd like to remain anonymous, and if you're feeling a little bit of shy, you can always DM me and I'll ask the questions on your behalf. Now, with that being said, as I mentioned, we have a very special conversation today with Autodesk, and I'd like to introduce you to Srijit Nambiar, who's the Senior Manager of Talent Acquisition Asia Pacific at Autodesk, and who will be moderating today's conversation. So Srijit, take it away.
Hey, hi, thank you, Sanmay. Thank you so much. And a huge welcome to all our wonderful viewers. Welcome to this session of Chat and Learn. As Sanmay said, my name is Srijit Nambiar. I'm a Senior Manager Talent Acquisition in Asia Pacific. I support the go-to-market and customer experience organization at Autodesk and been here for about 9 years. Currently, I'm based in Dubai. Before we move in, I'd like to give you a short intro about Autodesk as an organization. Autodesk is a leading software company that provides innovative design and engineering software solutions for a wide range of industries. Its software is used by professionals around the world to create cutting-edge design and products. Now, the beauty of our product is that it saves time and increases productivity from the start. Our architects, engineers, designers, and manufacturers, Autodesk has actually transformed the way professionals design and create. I also want you to know that we are about 14,000 strong globally. Another interesting fact is, again, related to diversity and recent wins in diversity. Autodesk is recognized among the world's best companies in 2023 by Time ranking. And also Autodesk was ranked 22nd in the list of America's best employer for diversity in 2023 by Forbes, which tells you that Autodesk is purely committed to creating a diverse and inclusive workplace where all employees feel welcomed and valued. Now, about this topic, right? I think you all know that automation and AI is rapidly changing our world. AI-powered tools are everywhere. I mean, you take robotics, you take natural language processing, you take machine learning, computer visioning, everywhere. Literally, today our meetings are scheduled by automating tools, lead generation, qualifying prospects, data crunching. They're all there everywhere. Which brings this question that what if our jobs become obsolete? And this is something that a lot of people have been asking. Hence, we thought, why not? And we have a beautiful team today here, an expert team who would actually tell us about AI and automation, how these tools make us more effective by freeing time, help us focus on more strategic and creative tasks, and scale our own capabilities. So in this session, we'll cover a lot of things, but for sure, how to leverage AI and automation to our advantage, skills you need to learn, how to stay up to date in this industry, and more. So as we move forward, I'd like to introduce our wonderful team of experts who are here on this call. Kavita Glenister is our Global Landing Senior Manager in Autodesk Global Revenue Enablement Team. Kavita, would you like to give a short intro?
Absolutely. I have over 20 years of experience, mostly in the sales and sales enablement industries across various industries. I've been with Autodesk almost 6 years. I'm based in Singapore with my husband and 2 children. And I am the board member for sales on our employee resource group, the Autodesk Women's Network. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavita. Our second panelist is Nikhil Bagalkotkar. Nikhil is our Technical Sales Director for Asia Pacific. Nikhil, would you like to give a short intro, please?
Thanks, Reggie. It's awesome to meet all of you all virtually. My name is Nikhil Bagalkotkar. I lead the tech sales team for Autodesk across the English-speaking part of APAC. I have close to 20 years of experience in various domains. In the last 20 years, I've worn multiple hats, including that of product management, sales, pre-sales. Currently, I lead a team of around 18 tech sales team members that really make the world around us realizable and visually available to everybody. Yeah. So, what do you?
Thank you, Nikhil. And then our final panelist is Misa Aoki. Misa Aoki-san. Misa-san is also a technical sales leader operating from Japan and Korea. Misa-san, would you like to give a short intro, please?
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this event. My name is Misa Aoki. I'm leading Technical Solutions team in APAC. And APAC includes Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and ASEAN countries. I've been with Autodesk for 4.5 years now. Like as a Kavita, I'm the board member of AWS Network. Thank you.
Thank you, Misa-san. Thank you for your introduction, guys. Before we get straight into the questions, I like to do a little bit of a fun activity here. Kavita, if I have to ask you in one word, what would your tip be for someone who is interviewing at Autodesk?
Can I do two?
Okay,
Show
go ahead.
up. Show up. Show up in all your glorious color.
Awesome. That's really nice. Nikhil, what's your favorite part of working at Autodesk, Nikhil? In short.
Innovation, changing the world as we see it.
Love it. Misa-san, how would you describe our culture at Autodesk in one word?
It's inclusive. I believe Autodesk is the most inclusive workplace in the world. And we can share it with you shortly.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. I know everyone is waiting to know more and learn more about our topic today. So let me quickly get into the question session because we have already received a lot of questions from all of you. Thank you for those questions. Starting with Kavita. Kavita, tell me about, I've seen your profile on LinkedIn. You've changed several jobs. You worked for, so many years in the industry. When you take these decisions about joining a company, what made you take this choice of Autodesk as an employer? And second, what do you really enjoy about your role at Autodesk?
Thanks, Srijit. Thanks for calling out my many roles. I have spent most of my career in business-to-business sales, the bulk of it in IT, specifically IT channel sales. And given my low boredom threshold, my need to be in an environment that allows me to thrive, the longest I've actually stayed at a company before now is just under 4 years. And I'm thrilled to say, as I said earlier, that I've been with Autodesk almost 6 years, and I'm really excited about what's still ahead. In terms of moving to Autodesk, 'cause I came from a fairly toxic culture prior to where I am now. So my choice to work here has been proven over and over and over again is the right decision. First in the emerging EMEA region in sales, and now in APAC in sales enablement. See, my boredom threshold is addressed right there. We have an intentional culture here at Autodesk that is committed to embracing diversity. And this is why I love my role at Autodesk for precisely this reason. I lead a small team of incredibly experienced professionals from Denver to Tokyo who land and coach to our enablement programs for the sales and success people within Autodesk and within our partner ecosystem in each and every geo. This means that we as a team are out there understanding and responding to the nuances of requirements from regions, from specific teams within regions, and working with our bigger enablement team to ensure that they get what they need when they need it in wherever they are. This in turn allows them to meet the customer where the customer is at and to take them through a seamless, coherent customer experience. Isn't that just amazing?
Actually, I can see that in your answer itself. There's a lot of passion that comes out very clearly visible.
One call out, if I may, Srijat.
Sure.
I also believe that Autodesk has come to work not just to make revenue numbers, but because we firmly believe that our work truly does make the world a better place. So thank you.
I 100% echo that as well. Thank you so much, Kavita. That's so great. Nikhil, coming to you, what are some of the new sales methodologies companies are adopting today, especially when it comes to, let's say, pre-sales, lead generation, all these areas that we work on? What are some of the things that we adopt? Yeah.
Thanks, Srijit. So the engagement points, the touch points with our customers are changing rapidly. And as we look at the ecosystem in which we operate, there's a lot of work happening towards not just informing about our products and technologies and the stack that we carry, but also there's a lot of work happening around sense making. There is this entire movement where information is readily available to our customers from myriads of sources. And the area where actual help is needed is in terms of taking all of that information, deciphering it, associating it with outcomes that the customers need to really drive, and making sense of the information and putting it to good use in terms of outcomes that are realizable. There's a lot of work that's happening within Autodesk as well. We are at the forefront when it comes to using technologies like consensus, which is a mechanism to really broad base our touch points with our customers and really automate a lot of the process with respect to scaling our engagements and also leveraging technology to drive things like lead generation, early sales cycle touch points on the pre-sales side.
Awesome. In fact, I was just listening to one of the all hands today where, it was mentioned that we started pretty early, about 7 years ago, on this journey, especially in the generative AI side as well. So thank you, Nikhil. Misa-san, you've been with us for 4.5 years. Can you tell us what are some of your biggest kind of accomplishments and learning here at Autodesk in 4.5 years?
Yeah, thank you, Srijit. And as I said, that I'm leading APAC Technical Solution team in named account. My team work for enterprise customer in APAC as a technical sales. Our customers are mainly in 3 industries. One is AEC, architecture, engineering, and construction. And the second is manufacturing. And lastly, media and entertainment. We have helped our customers' business transformation, such as in AC industry, we have helped customers to develop BIM, building information modeling, which helps improve collaboration, efficiency, and sustainability in the construction process. In addition to the great thing about BIM is that it helps utilize digital twin, a virtual replica of physical object. The digital twin can be used to simulate different scenarios and outcomes before making changes to the real physical object or system. Secondly, we helped manufacturers design, simulate, and make products in various manufacturing industries, including automotive and consumer products. Especially in APAC, which is our territory, our solutions for car design are the de facto standard, and my team has a lot of knowledge and experience to innovate car design process while improving productivity. Lastly, in the media and entertainment industry, with a strong focus on 3D animation, visual effect, and post-production, we enable professionals to create high-quality, complex visual effects and animation, especially in gaming companies in APAC, mainly Japan. If you play games, I'm sure you played many games developed with our solutions. Overall, we contribute to our customers to transform their business into more competitive, innovative, and productive. I'm so excited to achieve such a great work with my team.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Misa-san. Kavita, do you think that automation has actually changed the engagement, of sales teams with our customers and competition, especially? Would you be able to give us some examples of how it's happening at Autodesk?
Absolutely. But first, let me answer the question. Has it changed? Resoundingly, yes. Let me talk a little bit about that. You've all met a good salesperson. What are they most passionate about? Is it the capturing of data, the scheduling of appointments? Is it updating their notes, their forecasting, their internal team updates? No. Sales folk typically thrive on their customers' experience, seeing and feeling the impact that they see themselves making on the customer's thinking, helping to shape resolutions, to overcome challenges, and helping customers meet their business objectives. This is why we hire salespeople. This is why we develop and retain them so that they can do what they're best at. Now, typically, if salespeople are only spending 25 to 30% of their week in direct customer impacting activity and the rest of the time on non-selling activities or analyzing data, looking for trends, we have to wonder how we might do this better, especially given the barrage of information that's coming at us all the time. Add to this the maxim that people make decisions based on emotion and then use logic to justify this decision, we realize how critical the human element is to decision making. So we can now get our salespeople back out in front of the customer with automation to become more efficient with the mundane tasks, and with data and with the data analyses, the heavy processing, the crunching we need to do, and then to harness the power of AI to augment our creativity, as it were, to perhaps shape our approach in terms of what to say to whom, in which customer organization. So we need to look at this as a productivity tool. This will then take customer service and customer interaction to completely new levels of excellence. So my call out is that a salesperson with the right tools, honing their passion for impacting customer outcomes, can focus on how to delight their customers. Because honestly, our salespeople are not solving for small things. They're solving for bigger issues now, like sustainability. These are the things our customers are grappling with that the industry is facing. A comment on competition. Lots of stories. We're constantly having wins, but to go back to the start of the pandemic, remember when we all went into worldwide lockdowns fairly suddenly, 2020? Well, some of our customers were more prepared than others, and they were faced universally with how to manage productivity while operating remotely. Autodesk pivoted in a matter of weeks to give our customers cloud-based design collaboration software. And this allowed them to get their workforces back online and productive in days while working remotely. We were among the first to do this. What does this do? I mean, how is the customer going to treat us? We get a lot more sticky with our customer. They align themselves with us more long-term, not just on an opportunity basis.
Thank you, Kavita. It's absolutely a connection that we build with them, right? I think it's a human connection. Technology just enhances the same. Thank you, Kavita. Nikhil, how do you think these automation tools are actually help enhance the personalization? I mean, definitely we are human. There's a human connection that we build. But how do you think these tools are actually helping us to build that personalization and bring that value to our customers, when they're interacting with us?
Thanks, Sriji. So what's happened is, as you look at the work that our customers undertake, it's continued to evolve with time. The complexity has gone up substantially. There are quite a few factors that influence the design and construction of any project that you were to consider. There are aspects related to sustainability. There are aspects related to costs, fluctuations in material rates, availability of resources, right, from people resources to material resources, and also factors like cost of borrowing, which are all on the rise as we speak. So when you look at personalization and automation, we've been at the forefront, or we've been among the early movers in this space by leveraging AI, machine learning to help alleviate a lot of the design decisions and use these technologies to assist in making the right choices when it comes to designing and constructing really large scale projects. I'll probably bring it home with a quick example. For one of our customers in India, which is an IIT, I won't disclose the name, they had to develop a 100-acre campus. And the expectation was that they would start off with a 400-seater campus and scale all the way to 12,000-seater campus. Now, while this is said and done, if you were to just place buildings in that 100-acre plot, that would be a good place to start. But you really needed to use technology to identify how would the comfort of the hostels be? What would be the amount of time required for students to commute between their hostels and the education block? How would it be for students? How easy would it be for students to access the facilities on the campus, right from the mess all the way to the sports facilities? And how would the overall campus create an environment which is conducive not just for learning, but also for interactions between the faculty, the students? And this is where we were able to use AI and machine learning to really plug in all of these parameters and come up with, actually evaluate millions of drawings and come up with 4 or 5 that would meet the specific demands of this particular college. And through that, we were able to provide a very personalized experience that creates an environment which is conducive for learning and really is built in such a way that we can scale the campus from where it is now to where it needs to be over the course of the next 10 years.
So basically, we are kind of making not only design-friendly buildings, but I think best-in-class buildings, and maybe the designs happen like in really short period of time. I think that's where a lot of people spend time. I think that gets done much shorter times. Now, thank you, Nikhil. Now, moving to Misa-san. Misa-san, we have spoken about the sales side of things. We have also spoken about the value addition and the value creation that we do as an organization. Now, when you look at the customers, are their expectations evolving in response to the increased presence of these tools and technologies? Are they asking for more these days, especially from our industry?
Yeah, this is my passionate area, so maybe my answer will be a little long. Please be patient. But our customers certainly have high expectation for AI and automation. There are a couple of perspectives here. One is that due to the trend, faster time to market and the competition in their industry, they want to automate simple tasks to increase efficiency and speed. Another way to rely on AI is to leverage human knowledge to compensate for an aging skilled workforce and shortage of engineers and experts. As you all know, there are so many solutions in AI and automation field. Actually, we got a question from one of the participants, you. The question is, with so many resources available to learn about and try to stay on the top of development in AI, how can I figure out which one are the best and strongest? This is a great question. Thank you. I believe it's critical to understand the customer's business process and the data to be an expert in AI rather than just focusing on tools. For example, customers' issue and requirements for AI in banking industry and manufacturing are totally different. So it is a good idea, I think, to consider which industry you are interested in or what problem you would like to resolve using AI. And you learn the industry or their business data and the process and find the best AI tool to learn. Let me talk about the importance of data here. Autodesk has been focusing on data in processing of helping our customer transformation. Many drawings of business buildings and products have been used in a file format. Analyzing files doesn't provide good insight usually. For example, as usual, AI software cannot get various construction materials in a building drawing file. File is just a file. It's very challenging for AI software to take each data items described in a drawing file. So, as a solution, we Autodesk are uniquely positioned in this industry, promoting customer to have the output as a granular data, not as a file. We believe by collecting and analyzing granular data, customer can get insight into patterns and trends that might not be visible at the higher level of aggregation. AI and automation are only powerful when they utilize meaningful data. We have worked with customers to leverage data. In this respect, Autodesk and AI/automation have an affinity, and our customers have high expectation of us. Speaking about AI, we have been working on AI for several years, as you may know, and have already achieved many excellent outcomes in the generative design area, especially in manufacturing industry. And as a next step, Autodesk started to focus on the large product model, LPP, which aims to enable users to handle design concepts directly and to realize a function that can generate a wider range of the design ideas than rather than just currently possible. This is a kind of an industry version of LLM, large language model, such as we use through ChatGPT. We are considering its joint development with our company, with our customer, including some in APAC. We continuously invest a lot in AI and realize the next journey with our customers. This is very exciting. I'm sorry, it was too long, but this excites me a lot.
No, it's really helpful and insightful, Misa-san. Thank you so much. Going to maybe looking at Kavita again. I mean, Kavita, we all use ChatGPT and tools nowadays to prepare for interviews and maybe make your cover letters and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Tell me, how does AI and automation help sales professionals grow their career these days?
So I was on a call yesterday internally, and the truth is, I don't think AI threatens our job. In fact, within Autodesk, and I've seen this borne out in other articles I've read, people are a lot more excited about the increase in productivity than they are about the threat of job losses. We're seeing this, okay? So with AI and automation, the tedious administrative elements of sales and account management is offloaded. It's not the human's issue. What does this do? It frees up capacity to be more strategic, creative. Those were words you used, Srijit. It allows us to bring the human elements of our role and to concentrate on that. This in turn would make sales much more rewarding, much more fulfilling to those that are passionate about this as a career. The salespeople with the highest emotional intelligence and the sales skills will see career boosts as they stand out above the rest. Quick plug. It's a strong argument that women often outperform men in sales and success roles, possibly because they excel at these relationship capabilities, this relational capabilities, right? And in our subscription-based world, this is critical. So yes, AI and automation is changing the way we work, But what this does is it brings the human interaction into sharp focus, and that is where the opportunity is for all of the sales folks. As sales professionals, we lean on these tools, for instance, to prioritize the leads we go after, for assessing the opportunities in white space, certainly for insights on perhaps the influential personas within the customer. What's a salesperson without a forecast, right? So a salesperson with a consistent high level of forecast accuracy is gold. These tools can help us to show up as golden. It gives us performance metrics we can track on demand. It allows us to self-reflect and adjust or tweak our activity to affect the results that we're after. There was a study, I think it was American Express, who explored the link between emotional intelligence and sales performance. The results were astoundingly clear. Representatives with higher emotional intelligence scores consistently outperformed their peers. They excelled at understanding what the customer was looking for. They resolved conflicts head on, and they built these lasting relationships. So by leveraging emotional intelligence, a soft skill or a power skill, the company elevated customer satisfaction, increased sales revenue, and think about how those sales reps' careers were impacted, right?
Is absolutely kind of, amplifying you basically in
Yes.
different formats, and
The best
really
version
polish
of you.
best version of you. And
Yes.
you have enough information in your hand, you're really powerful as well. I guess that's what
Yes.
I've been sensing as well. Awesome.
Yeah. And we're actually already using this at Autodesk today within sales and success teams. We've got tools that analyze and transcribe video and phone calls, matches it to CRM data, delivers insights to help close more deals. So this is today.
Yeah. Very exciting. I mean, very nice. Thank you, Kavita. And Nikhil, in terms of, you run the tech sales and pre-sales and with all this automation stuff happening, how do you ensure that your team kind of stays relevant, competitive, and with all the skills that they need kind of regularly polishing up? So how do you do that?
The team spends a lot of time learning. The environment in which we operate, there's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of complexity, uncertainty, and of course, there's a lot of ambiguity in our engagements with the customer. One of the key metrics that the team has been focused on is value engineering, which is taking all the capabilities and the 1,000,001 features that our tools provide and translating it back into what it would mean for the customer's specific business. Does it help them save time? Does it help them save money? Does it help reduce risks associated with the project? And really translating what the technology and features we have on offer mean for the customer in terms of their business outcomes. And that requires a lot of learning in terms of the processes which are changing by the day, the ecosystem for our customers in itself, what's happening to their client base, what are the new demands, what is happening when it comes to digital twin, what's happening around sensor integration in the homes that we want to buy, what's happening around things like cost of borrowing and how does that impact a project, and what is it that technology can do to offset those costs. So there's a lot of learning involved, there's a lot of value engineering involved, and really there's a lot of work involved around understanding how work gets done, plugging in how our technology can make a difference, and again relaying it back in a manner that correlates to our customers' business outcomes that they're driving, profitability, increase in top line, getting into new markets, reducing risks, a whole lot.
Thank you, Nikhil.
A lot of learning.
Yeah. And I also heard, nowadays the demonstrations that you do, in terms of demo for RPA, your POCs, they call it, POCs, and everything is done by this, kind of the system can help you enhance that into a huge number. Is that something that's happening currently as well? Or?
Absolutely, Shrijit. So gone are the days when earlier we had 112 products, and what we would do is, here you go, this is what this does, this is what this does, and you kind of paint a picture with the entire stack. While that worked, but to be really honest, the customer was really interested in that 5-minute conversation that you had regarding a particular pain point, that he was struggling with on that particular day. So gone are the days of trying to put together content which is a day's worth and sharing it with the customers. And we're now using tools of automation where think of it like a menu card. Here are the 500 capabilities that exist. You're not interested in 490 of them. Select the 10 that you're really keen on, and then we'll go into depth in terms of telling you how you could take these and stitch that back into your specific workflows and how those would, boil into realizable business value for your work.
No waste of time, straight to the point. Let's do business. I think that's the mantra. Thank you, Nikhil. Coming to Misa-san. Misa-san, you mentioned earlier in the conversation that you're part of the board member of Autodesk Women Network, and can you tell us more about how Autodesk is empowering women to grow into kind of leadership positions here?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite questions. At Autodesk, women makes up 24% of leadership position. This is amazing, but you might think that isn't it half because men and women are about half in the world. But actually, the percentage of women in Autodesk total workforce is 35%, which is usual in IT industry. So the percentage of women in Autodesk workforce, whole Autodesk workforce, and the percentage of Autodesk female leadership are the same, about 35%. This indicates that we are a company where women can also take leadership role positions equally. Talking about empowering women, I'd like to introduce AWN, the Autodesk Women's Network. And as we said that Kavita and I were the board member. AWN's mission is to empower women at all levels of Autodesk to develop and realize their full leadership potential. Through events, mentoring, and networking, Autodesk female employees help each other's success. One way, I would like to introduce one way to use AWN that I think it's very effective is as follows. Let's say, for example, that you would like to have a leadership role managing a global project in the near future. So far, you have no experience. You may be worried about doing it as a real job out of the blue because you are afraid of making a mistake, or you may not know what essential skill you will need. Then AWN has many programs that are globally in scope. By reading one of them as a member of AWN member, you can try it out in a safer environment before you get to your real job. And the best part is, even though you fail or something, things go wrong, your job performance will not be affected. Don't you think it's an excellent environment to test your ability?
Yeah. Literally providing you all kind of support, actually. Thank you so much. That's so encouraging, Misa-san. Now, going forward, I think you all get 1 minute for each question, by the way. So let's stick to the time. Kavita, how is Autodesk creating, everyone is going into the flexi mode these days, right?
Yeah.
Flexible work environments to, support different types of professionals. Now, how is Autodesk doing that? Can you tell us more? If you have any examples as well, yeah.
Sure. The pandemic, completely turned around how we were doing work. At Autodesk, we have the option to choose whether we're going to be completely office-based or whether we're hybrid, which means we get to choose when we come into work. We've got explicit policies around this. One is the flex forward policy, for which I have to tell you, I'm very grateful. It allows one to work from countries other than our home bases for specific periods of time. I have aging parents in India. My father had an operation just this June past. And what this policy allowed me to do was go to India and sit there for 10 days working to support them emotionally in this high stress situation without sacrificing vacation days, vacation that in a more traditional environment, I would have been expected to take. Same policy allows me to go to South Africa in October I need to be there for some silly tasks, but physically present in country. Once again, without sacrificing productivity or vacation time, I get to deliver on my role as well as my personal needs. In terms of supporting women and career aspirations, Misa-san already called out AWN. But because of our commitment to women in sales, we have a program called Autodesk Women in Sales, particularly. And between AWN and AWIS, there's quarterly programs equipped at enabling women to excel at their roles. On top of this, there's a strong culture of learning and development. There are various leadership development opportunities. We have a mentoring program. We have a coaching on demand program that's available to all our employees, a confidential one. I have not seen this kind of support anywhere else. So very grateful.
Awesome. Oh, thank you so much, Kavita. That's excellent. I think we've touched upon a lot of these things. Now, let me just quickly go to Nikhil. Nikhil, early career is another big area that we as an organization is focusing. What would your organization do in particularly to hiring, nurturing, and advancing early career professionals? How is that happening in your organization per se?
Oh, great question, Srijit. When it comes to finding the right talent and nurturing the right talent, Autodesk, I think, is been quite proactive in terms of extended programs like internships. We bring on a whole lot of interns across the length and breadth of APAC across various roles. My org has been fortunate enough to have 6-7 interns on a regular basis for the past few years. And the approach with them has been to bring them into a corporate environment, train them in terms of what it takes to succeed in the line of business that we are in, and also give them an opportunity to engage and interact with folks who've had many years of experience behind them. So it really accelerates their overall learning journey. And then at the end of the 6-month internship, it's an opportunity for us to bring on board somebody who's really been through the entire process, knows the way work happens, and really understands the culture of Autodesk, understands the impact that we make in the ecosystem. And also, we have somebody who's really, really engaged and turned on when it comes to engaging with our customers. We've also had this methodology where we've been working with the interns to take on a wide variety of projects, scaling all the way from small houses, single family housing, all the way to oil refineries and project plants. So that gives them an entire length and breadth of projects and industry domain in which
early
they operate.
Early in their career, actually, they get to work on huge projects. I think that's the biggest advantage they get. Thank you, Nikhil. And Misa-san, quickly, one last question before we take audience question. Do you think Autodesk is a best place to work for diverse candidates, especially when it comes to women in sales?
Absolutely, yes. You may think that a customer-facing job like sales has significant time to location constraint, but especially for women who tend to be the burden with child rearing and house chores. Of course, you meet the customer for a first time or have a critical discussion. It is usually to talk with customer face to face. But after COVID-19, many of our customers have noticed that the productivity of remote meetings, such as using Zoom instead of face-to-face meetings, and they are actively using it. So in usual meeting with customer, we have more opportunities to meet remotely. And also, like Kavita introduced, most Autodesk employees work in hybrid environment. There are no rules regarding the time or schedule for coming to the office. So you can work from home or even at the cafe near your children's learning place to pick them up. Actually, I do my laundries often in between Zoom meetings when I work from home. Also at Autodesk, the country you work in is not linked to your position. Even if our headquartered in the US, many global leaders live in other countries, such as European country. Actually, at my previous company, I was told that if I wanted a leadership position in APAC, I would have to move to a country with an APAC headquarters and have to leave Japan. However, at Autodesk, I live in Japan now while working in a leadership position in APAC. This is one example how equal opportunities are available to diverse candidates regarding the country you live in or your races.
Got it. Thank you, Misa-san. I think we've done with the main part of the questions. However, one of the questions that came from our people audience right now live is, and this is specifically to Kavita. Kavita, how's your onboarding journey, here at Autodesk for you? How is it? Would you like to share a little light?
I can talk about my experience almost 6 years ago, and I can talk about where it's evolved to now. As joining sales 6 years ago, I was in a 3-man office in South Africa, 3-person office in South Africa. I grew that staff complement by 33%. There was a lot of online learning. There was a lot of time spent with me, with managers across the team. But I also got a sales onboarding in San Francisco over a week's period in my first year of joining. That was then. Today, what's available as you come into the organization, there's a new employee orientation, which I know the People and Places team run. But once that's complete, if you are a member of the sales and success teams, you come to the sales enablement team that I represent, and we take you through a several-week program. We take you through live workshops that give you an overview of how Autodesk works, how we approach our customers. You get a sense of our culture code and the challenges that we're facing in the various industries and the solutions that we're developing. How are we addressing these future issues? So it's a very robust onboarding experience within Autodesk as well as within our partner space, quite honestly. And we've been getting some great feedback. And this is, again, something that's evolving constantly. We actually call that program customer ready to make our sales and success people ready for customers.
Awesome.
I hope that answers it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that means it's not only just onboarding people. I think there's a huge amount of investment that the company does to make sure that the salespeople are actually coming or learning to the curve that they need to get in the first few months of their starting. It's not just that, in 2 weeks you give a basic training and then get them to start working, but you're kind of really invested.
Absolutely. Sridhar, I was listening on an internal call today. There's a segment called Heroes Happen Here. We had interns who joined us a year and a half ago being showcased for the work that they're doing. They obviously had a robust onboarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We really set them for success rather than just hire them to a role. There was another question specific from Tony from Singapore. What would be the top 3 qualities Autodesk look out for in business development and sales development reps? Nikhil, would you be able to answer this? Would you like to take this question?
Sure, Srijit. So essentially, what some qualities that would really, really help anyone be successful within the Autodesk ecosystem, tech sales. One of them would be having a continuous learning mindset. That's really important. Second one would be resilience, being able to adapt to the changing environment in which we are all operating, including our customers. And the last one is having fun and being really a part of the overall journey that we are on, and really enjoying making a difference to the world as we see it, right from cars to buildings to movies, and really connecting that back into where your passions lie.
Great. And would you be able to also share, Nikhil, in terms of if there's any unique approaches that business development teams have implemented, or say, let's say, unconventional type of approaches that you've tried in your own business, which turned out to be like really successful in the long, over a period of time. Is there anything that you can share?
So there are quite a few of them. One of them that comes to my mind is we went through this entire exercise of aligning to customer business initiatives and outcomes. And what we did is through our engagements with our customers, we would not go in and start talking about our technology on day one or in meeting number one, but would rather spend a lot of time in terms of trying to uncover what they're working on, where they see themselves a year or two down the line. And then the first couple of meetings would be focused specifically on uncovering what their customers' initiatives or customer business initiatives are, and then aligning that to technology stack, our engagements. Of course, at certain points in time, we wouldn't play a role in the entirety of that particular initiative, but we would have a role to play in parts and pieces of it, and then aligning and working with the team to really drive it. And that's been a massive, massive game changer for us, because we've been able to get ourselves a lot more entrenched and in the customer environment, and we've been able to gain a status of being a trusted advisor for our customers when it comes to any technology decisions that they're taking.
Awesome. Another question that has come out just now is, what are the current trends and challenges in software and technology industry in particular that Autodesk is focused on addressing through their business development efforts? I'm going to put all of you on spot now, because whatever questions are coming straight is something that I'm going to say. I know, Kavita, do you want to take that?
I called out one: sustainability in all its broadness are things that we're considering. There are a lot of companies that are having to become carbon neutral or committing to become carbon neutral within specific periods of time. So I think that would be my call out. Misa-san, Nikhil.
A lot of our customers are facing a lot of challenges, price challenges, pressures primarily in terms of being able to scale, and scale not just in terms of being able to manufacture more, being able to attract the right set of talent, being able to experiment with the next generation of materials that are available, and also correlating that back to what it means for Mother Earth, back to what Kavita said. And those are some areas where we are doing a lot of work with our customers to help translate the challenges at hand to how we can help them meet their goals.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Nikhil. Anything, Misa-san, you want to add anything here, or especially when it comes to sustainability topic? I mean, there's a lot of news around sustainability that we're doing. I've heard also that our vendors are also kind of really kind of tied into the sustainability efforts, and they are supposed to be carbon neutral and all that kind of. I've heard this, but I don't know a lot more, but I just thought, let me put it there. Awesome. I think those were the main top questions that came to us today. And I want to firstly thank all the participants, all the speakers, the expert panel that was here today, spending their time talking to all of us. Thank you so much, Nikhil, Misa-san, Kavita, and the entire audience here. I want to just leave you all with one thought. In this ever-changing world where AI and emerging technologies are kind of really taking on, I would say by embracing these continuous learning, developing, kind of, or adapting to it. I think today's conversation, we had somebody speak to us on the same topic, said we need to, as professionals, we need to kind of really lean in, move fast, use it, or maybe adapt it. I mean, that's the only way to be successful. So keep these things in mind so that, we are able to be successful in our careers. With this, I like to thank everyone and pass it back to Sanmay. Sanmay, over to you.
Thank you so much to the entire panel, Autodesk panel, for sharing these nuggets of wisdom with us. And to all of our community members, we urge you to check out Autodesk's page at Power to Fly to stay on top of all the open opportunities and news and updates related to Autodesk. And we will share the live recording with you over email within the next 2 to 4 business days. And at the end, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And thank you so much. And if you want to stay on top of such exciting and fun events like this, stay tuned to Power to Fly and Autodesk for future events such as this. Thank you so much, everyone.